Our neighbor nation Bangladesh continues to report violence. 7 people have now been confirmed killed in Bangladesh. These are fresh clashes as protesters even pushed for the Prime Minister to resign this time. Remember, in the backdrop of different issues, specifically what appeared to have started as a quota war, some of the student groups wanted a certain quotas that had been coming in from 1971, that to be changed, removed, reviewed. It led to a full-blown violence. We are told hundreds of people have died. There's been a lot of tension on the streets, in specifically Dhaka, but in other places as well. And remember, most of these tensions are prevailing in university areas in Dhaka, and that's why perhaps the concerns are even higher. According to Bangladesh, remember, which also recently banned the Jamaat-e-Islami party and called it militant and terrorist in nature, but the situation on the ground is turning worrisome. We have some of the locals speaking to us. Let's try and understand what happened.
আমরা চাই যে এই সরকার মনে করেন পদত্যাগ করুন এবং এই দেশটা সুন্দর মিলে আবার যে আমরা আগের মতো চলাফেরা করতে পারি, এই জন্যই আজকে আমরা রাজপথে এসেছি।
মন্ত্রীরা সব বলে গেছে, আপনারা অপেক্ষা থাকেন, 5টা বাজে আমরা গণভবনে যাচ্ছি। গণভবন থেকে যদি শেখ হাসিনা স্বেচ্ছায় আত্মসমর্পণ না করে তাহলে গণভবনে আওয়ামী লীগের গণকবর দেব ইনশাআল্লাহ।
India Today's editor Indrajit Kundu is joining me live for the latest on that. Indrajit, as you constantly are trying to update and understand, what do you think happened? Because how can a university level issue or a quota, so to say, or quota issue become such a huge, violent protest, agitation, crackdown on the streets in Dhaka?
Well, this has been going on for at least 2 weeks now, Pooja. Things had, there was some semblance of normalcy that was coming back to Bangladesh about a week back. And then suddenly, over the past 1 week, we have seen escalation. And today there was massive escalation because in the last 72 hours, we were seeing protesters once again gathering on the streets of Dhaka and elsewhere, in Chittagong, in Kumilla. We're getting reports from other cities as well. Initially, the curfew was relaxed last week. Internet services were back in place. And once again, we are seeing an escalation of tensions on the ground. So even as a lot of people, we are getting reports of 7, but there are unconfirmed reports of much higher death toll across Bangladesh and clashes that have took place between security officers and protesters, and also protesters from both sides. So there are, the Awami League and its student body out on the street trying to take on those protesting, and clashes emerging between the opposition, protesters and those belonging to student bodies belonging to the Awami League. So that has also taken place. We are told that the Bangladesh Home Ministry has now announced that reimposition of curfew from 6 o'clock this evening. So once again, there would be curfew imposed across Bangladesh from 6 p.m. today. All institutions would be closed from tomorrow. And, we are also told that there is a complete ban on social media right now. The internet is still working in Bangladesh. There was a ban on internet for several days. Then that ban was lifted. However, the internet connection and broadband connection remains in place, but there will be a ban on the usage of social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram.
All right, keep tracking what's happening, because what Indrajit is telling us is concerning. Remember, while the violence has been on for 2 weeks, was it an immediate, spontaneous start, or was it something brewing? And there are a lot of theories coming in on what possibly led for such a violent protest, agitation, or incidents on the ground.